mnanijua? Naitwa nani? Mimi ndio Nuro Kanga, jeshi ya baba. Na umeona jezi? Si jezi tulipewa kwa hii kiwanja. Na pia nimetembea na marafiki wangu Kennedy Songa kutoka kwa bunge ya Jakaranda, tuko na Kawala, na pia muda imeisha. Mimi niko na mambo mawili peke yake. Vijana sikia, niseme, wamesema sisi watu wa upinzani hatuna agenda, si ndio? Agenda yenye tuko nayo number 1 ni Ruto must go. Agenda ya pili, tukiingia tunatoa CBC, tunarudisha 844. Agenda number 3, tukiingia tunatoa SHA, tunaleta NHIF. Ya mwisho, tukiingia kwa serikali, wale wameua vijana wetu, wale wakora wametuibia, lazima tuwaweke ndani. Asante na Mungu awabariki.
Brian Lishenga, tafadhali, masaa imeisha.
Haya, Busia oye! Mimi naitwa Daktari Brian Lishenga, seneta mtarajiwa wa Kakamega. Na mimi huwa naongea mambo ya shasheshishoshu, si ndio? Nataka kusema namna hii, tarehe 27 mwaka uliopita Februari,
the government has remained steadfast in fighting corruption in the country. We are seeing some media reports saying, oh, we are losing this amount of money. But how are we doing it? First and foremost, it is on record that quite a number of public officials that have been found to be culpable, they have been forced to step aside. From CEOs of state corporations, chairmen of parastatals, even principal secretaries. That is on record. Secondly, we are putting in place measures to ensure that we remove the impersonal application of public policy by digitizing our systems. For the record, because of the digital superhighway and creative economy pillar, we are now raking in more money through the e-citizen, to the point that now the monies that were being lost through leakages and seepages, now they are being centrally managed because of that program. Over 23,000 government services, and you are getting them online, and therefore we are even able to make even 1 billion shillings a day at times, and moving forward, so that then we are able to collect enough resources for our people. The other thing, which has faced some bit of resistance, is EGP, e-procurement, so that we remove that human interference. And it's being rolled out. There were some delays here and there, technicalities, but now ministries, departments, and agencies are able to actually, be able to procure, using that program. And it is very good, because then you don't have to pluck off other people's papers. You don't have to do it. And Cyril Wagude, the PS for procurement, has done a very good job so far, and the Ministry of the National Treasury in that regard. And of course, there is also this question people are asking of themselves, then what next? Certainly, we need to fight corruption, and that is what the government is doing at the source of it, so that then we collect the revenues as is, and also ensure that whatever we procure is as a result of what is required. So there is a very clear alignment within the e-procurement system of work plans that are already pre-agreed with specific targets to ensure that then people do not just, use public money as they so wish. And that is on record.
This is an open letter to President Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, and General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, President Museveni's son, and the Chief of Defense Forces in Uganda. This is an African and global cry against the systematic, targeted sexual violence and assault to women's dignity in Uganda. We, the women of the Jumuiya and the African region, as advocates of justice globally, we write this letter in a state of profound shock and shared grief. The atrocities currently being visited upon the women of Uganda are not merely a Ugandan crisis, they are a stain on the conscience of the African continent and a direct assault on the universal principles of human dignity that binds all decent human beings across the globe. A dark chapter for humanity. The horrors unfolding in the wake of the January 2026 elections represent a catastrophic regression in human rights. We have watched in dismay as security forces under the command of the state in Uganda have weaponized and sexualized violence, humiliation, and terror, more particularly to the women of Uganda, to settle political scores. When the privacy of a woman's bedroom is violated and her body treated as a battlefield, the soul of a nation, and by extension of our region, is in mortal peril.
As the Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Mahanga is the highest ranking officer responsible for the overall command, readiness, and operational effectiveness of the UPDF Ground Forces, a responsibility he has executed with diligence and professionalism. He previously commanded operations against Al-Shabaab up to 2022, overseeing force readiness and combat effectiveness in the combat. The Kawarega Star Medal, the second highest military decoration, is awarded for gallantry to Resistance Officer 08643 General Mhoz Kainerugaba, the UPDF Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations. General Kainerugaba made significant contributions to human resource transformation within the UPDF by inspiring and mobilizing many Ugandans to join the force. He was initiated into officership through training at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, alongside other strategic military courses. He was subsequently deployed to the Presidential Protection Unit, where he assumed leadership roles that enabled its transformation into the Presidential Guard Brigade, later the Special Forces Group, and ultimately its expansion and elevation into the Special Forces Command. Within the Special Forces Command, he was appointed commander responsible for paratroopers and commandos. In 2007, he gallantly participated in the defeat of the Allied Democratic Forces and was also involved in special operations under the code name Operation Lightning Thunder, during which he played a critical role in securing the Garamba forest after weakening the Lord Resistance Army. Throughout his service, General Kainerugaba has demonstrated rare courage and exceptional strategic leadership. These attributes led to his appointment as commander of the Special Forces Service, where he performed with distinction, and he was subsequently appointed Commander of Land Forces. He currently serves as the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor on special operations to the President in the Office of the President. His legacy remains undeniable. His leadership and command are marked by unwavering dedication and is widely credited for shaping the Uganda People's Defense Forces into a professional, disciplined, and effective force for peace and stability across Uganda, the region, and the African continent. General Kainerugaba has in recent years made great contribution to national and regional stability as exemplified in the TESO pacification and normalization of relations with the brotherly Republic of Rwanda. General Kainerugaba is also the author of Battles for the Ugandan Resistance, a tradition of maneuver, published by Fountain Publishers, Kampala, Uganda in 2010, and now a military piece in our training institutions. For numerous acts of individual selflessness, courage, valor, bravery, and heroism in the execution of military missions, for his contribution to the social, economic, and political transformation of Uganda, the region, and Africa, for outstanding national mobilization and his unwavering commitment to defending the people's peace in pursuit of strategic security and national development, General Muhoozi is therefore deservingly awarded the prestigious Kabarega Star for his conspicuous gallantry and outstanding service to the nation building. Your Excellency, we present you General Muhoozi Kainerugaba for the award of that great decoration. Number 2 is Lieutenant General Kayanja Muhanga, that is awarded the Rwenzori Star Medal. General Kayanja joined the National Resistance Army struggle in 1985 and undertook all the professional military courses in Uganda and abroad. As the Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Muhanga is the highest ranking officer responsible for the overall command, readiness, and operational effectiveness of the UPDF Ground Forces, a responsibility he has executed with diligence and professionalism. He previously commanded operations against Al-Shabaab up to 2022, overseeing force readiness and combat effectiveness in a complex operational environment. He has commanded infantry forces at all levels and directly executed strategic missions in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of South Sudan, and Somalia, all aimed at eliminating terrorism and creating a stable region. Lieutenant General Kayanja Muhanga is widely recognized for his profound influence on military operations with a leadership style that emphasizes discipline, professionalism, and mission effectiveness. Next is Lieutenant General Charles Okidi. Lieutenant General Charles Okidi, the commander of the Uganda People's Defense Forces Air Force since 2022, is a highly distinguished professional aviator whose flying career spans more than 3 uninterrupted decades. As the commander UPDF, Lieutenant General Okidi has been placed in a position to coordinate Uganda's projection of air power by providing air support to all internal and external operations, as well as professionally executing important VIP missions. Throughout all these operations, Lieutenant General Okidi has demonstrated exceptional bravery, gallantry, and heroic action against armed enemies in service of his country, the region, and the African continent. Next, Resistance Officer 00514, Major General James Kinarwa, Honorable Member of Parliament elect. General James Kinarwa, the Joint Chief of Human Resource Management of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, has been in this office from 2023 to date. Compared by the prevailing security of the time, he joined the People's Protracted Struggle in April 1982 at Kitema Masanga in Semuto. He undertook all professional military courses in the country and abroad that gave him tools to serve in various senior staff and command positions. On numerous occasions, while serving as a commandant, he provided exemplary leadership in command, training, administration, and welfare of both personnel and institutions under his charge. Through his exceptional ability, personal initiative, and total dedication to duty, Major General James Kinwara has consistently reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Uganda People's Defense Force.
This is an open letter to President Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, and General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, President Museveni's son, and the Chief of Defense Forces in Uganda. This is an African and global cry against the systematic, targeted sexual violence and assault to women's dignity in Uganda. We, the women of the Jumuiya and the African region, as advocates of justice globally, we write this letter in a state of profound shock and shared grief. The atrocities currently being visited upon the women of Uganda are not merely a Ugandan crisis, they are a stain on the conscience of the African continent and a direct assault on the universal principles of human dignity that binds all decent human beings across the globe. A dark chapter for humanity. The horrors unfolding in the wake of the January 2026 elections represent a catastrophic regression in human rights. We have watched in dismay as security forces under the command of the state in Uganda have weaponized and sexualized violence, humiliation, and terror, more particularly to the women of Uganda, to settle political scores. When the privacy of a woman's bedroom is violated and her body treated as a battlefield, the soul of a nation, and by extension of our region, is in mortal peril.